Andrea Ormsby. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, replay viewers. So glad that you tuned in. I ask each of you, if you are not following me yet, please click those buttons and make sure you are following me. That way you will get notifications to know when I come back on. Scoping, reaching out to you moms out there as you are mothering and as you are parenting, as you're being a wife or as you're being a friend. Whatever it is you're doing, a lot of us are acting in our gifts from a place of fear and not having the courage and the strength that we already have inside of us according to how God has already made us. So thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing with those moms out there that you know need to hear this message. So I just wanted to thank you so much for sharing. I wanted to share today. I just did my workout. I'm a little sweaty. I put on a shirt so that I'm not all sweaty for my scope. But I had been basically waiting on doing my workout today. I really just didn't feel like doing it. And I know I wanted to. I have these goals of trying to do my workout at least 3 times a week. And I do some jump rope. Those of you who remember jump rope, yes, I jump rope. I try to do 10 minutes every day, at least 5 times a week. And then for 3 times out of those weeks, I do what I call burst workouts. And burst workouts, if you're not familiar, basically you're doing some heavy, hardcore focusing on your body. It's a lot of resistance training, but literally for the length of the workout, I'm working out for a maximum of about 12 to 15 minutes. So I love burst workouts because I get a good sweat on. I work out my muscles and my body, but it doesn't have to take a whole hour, hour and a half, which is usually what I end up taking if I go to the gym. So being a busy mom, this is the workout that I do. And I woke up this morning with the good intention of doing it, and I just did not feel like doing it. I just didn't. And the thing with burst workouts, at least with this session that I am doing, you start off with a workout for about 20 seconds and then you stop for 20 seconds. And during that 20-second rest, you're aiming at basically relaxing your body, getting yourself back into doing a next set, because you're doing essentially 3 sets of the same workout, and you're going hard at it for 20 seconds and then you're breaking for 20 seconds. So that 20 seconds you are focusing on resting, you are focusing on resetting basically, so that you can come back into your next set and go hard at it, if you can, even harder than the first set or the sets before. And so I'm doing the workout, and in fact, when I was doing my jump rope, I'm tripping on my rope. Like literally, I do it to soca music. Those of you who are familiar to soca, it pumps me up and I'm doing it. And every time it's a mixtape that I'm listening to, and basically every time the song changes, then I change the speed or I change the type of jump that I'm doing. And right from first song, I am tripping up on the rope. And I wanted to do it in terms of I had good intentions of working out, but my mind was just not in it today. And I got to about the second song in the session, probably about 30 seconds in, and I just, in my mind, was deciding, no, this is a waste. Let me just stop, because I just kept tripping up. And I am the kind of person that does not want to give up, does not want to give in. If I start something, I want to finish it. It could be a book, could be a movie, could be whatever it is. And I didn't want to stop. I started my workout. Perhaps if I didn't start my workout, I might have convinced myself or distracted myself or done something to avoid doing my workout. But because I had started the workout, I really had a harder time letting go, even though I kept tripping up on my rope and really just frustrating myself. And so I had to decide in the workout, no. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this to the best that I can. And so once I changed my mindset, you should have seen the difference in how I was jumping. Now, I'm not going to say I didn't trip up. I did trip up, but it was not as much as when I did that first 30 seconds of jump rope, and where I was already deciding in my mind, I'm not good at this, or this is not working today, or I need to give up. And it made me just think of us as moms. So many times we are there and we don't want to keep going. We want to stop. We just feel like we can't and we want to give up. But we don't. Particularly, some of us have different reasons. Some of us it's because of those little people that we're trying to raise. Sometimes it's because of someone else outside of you, maybe your spouse or a friend or a parent or whatever that is. But why is it not within us a lot of the times. A lot of the times it takes so much for us, even by ourselves, to keep ourselves going. And I want to speak to you mom out there who has those goals. Maybe you want to work out. Maybe you have certain personal goals or even business goals that you have, and you have just decided in your head, it's not going to make any difference. It's not working for you. Why should you try? I just stop. I'm tripping up. Every time I start going in that direction, something happens and I need to give up. And I want to encourage you, just like in my burst workouts, there's a time you go hard and there's a rest. And that is another thing. It really spoke to me in my workout today that a lot of times we don't take that time to rest, to refresh, to rejuvenate so that we can get that next session in. Sometimes we even have our children and we're going, and then we get to a point where we're just exhausted and we don't take that rest because we don't value that. We don't realize how important that is for us as moms to show up for our families when we take that rest so that we can come back and go hard at it and get to the best of our ability so that we can continue to pour into these lives that God has surrounded us with. And so I want to encourage you, just like the trainer on my video, I do my burst workouts to a video. And just like the trainer said, I wrote it down, there is no I can't, you just do. And a lot of times we'll do that for our kids, even though we're empty, we're dried out, we're exhausted, and we're not giving them our best. We know that, but we don't give up because it's our children or because it's our spouse or because it's that ministry. And I want to encourage you. You have goals, you have priorities that are important, that do matter, even if no one else knows about it but you. God does know about it. God birthed you with those goals. And I want to encourage you, there is no I can't. You just do. And specifically in my profile, I know there are many times as us moms, we want to give up. And then we look back and we realize who's watching. And I know that's really big for me. Even when I was doing my workout this morning, my kids, they're at school right now, so they're not physically at home with me. But it made me think to myself, my goals, my reasons for working out. What are my reasons for working out? I want to be healthy. I'm not trying to lose weight. I mean, I really am not. Thank God I'm not obese. I'm not having trouble walking up and down stairs or, anything like that. I do have a slight heart condition, but it still doesn't stop me from moving and grooving the way I have to. But with that said, there are other goals that I have with my health and wanting to maintain activities with my children. I don't want to sit on the sidelines and watch them. And so just even being able to keep up, wanting to see them grow, not having them push me in a wheelchair by the time they're in their teen years, as I see so many people are just not taking care of their temple that God has given them. And I want to encourage you, just as it encouraged me, that there is no I can't, you just do. And a lot of times that's even our fears. Our fears are stopping us. I have been, struggling with some things that in my life right now that are just scary. I've never been there. They're unknown. It's brand new. All things that I want to do, that I've asked God for, that I've prayed for. But because it's unknown, it's scary for me. And as I scoped on a previous scope, those same areas that you are afraid of is exactly where the devil is trying to scare you. Because he knows that if you step out and you go in that unknown, you are just going to own it because you have the gifts that God has given you. And you have the ability already that God has given you. And you can do this. But you have to take that step in faith with God to do it. There is no I can't. You just do. And if you follow where God is leading you, you will. But you've got to go. You've got to take that faith step. And when it's necessary, you take that breath, you take that break, you take that rest, you refresh, you rejuvenate, you focus on getting yourself whole again so you can go back out and you can give full on to what it is that God has created you to do and what it is that you need to do for your kids and for your spouse and for your ministry or for your friends or whatever that you need to show up just for yourself, because that's what fulfills you. That's what makes you happy. It's not happy being in this corner, being afraid and running away from the things that you love, from the things that just ignite you and just build you up. That's not fun. That's not where you're meant to be. That's why you're not happy there. You need to go where God is leading you. As scary as it is, you need to go. And you need to do it to the best of your ability, just like me and my jump rope. You're going to trip up. Might not be as perfect as you think it might need to be, but that's another issue that the devil will whisper to us and make us think it needs to be perfect. It needs to be in a certain way. And that's just not true. When you get started and you take that faith step, just like me and my jump rope, I started getting more into the groove and my mindset started renewing. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Instead of the no, I can't that I started out with. And as you keep going, you're seeing, yep, I made it through another 30 seconds. I made it through another 30 seconds. I'm now down through 2 minutes. I can make it through this set. And as you get through that set, you're all pumped up and it's like, all right, bring it. Now I'm ready for the next set. That's how you encourage yourself, but you've got to take that first step. You can't sit on the sidelines. You can't let fear stop you. Walk towards that fear. As scary as it is, there's nothing that's going to hurt you when it comes to your goals. There's nothing that's going to hurt your family as it comes to your goal. If God has birthed this goal in you, that personal goal, that thing that you know you're supposed to do, go towards it, as scary as it is. Even if you don't know how, you're not meant to know how. God knows how. You're meant to rely on Him and trust Him. But you've got to move. As scary as it is, you've got to move. If nothing else, you know it's scary. You know it's going to be good. If it's the more it scares you, the better it's going to be. And you've got to go towards it. And I encourage you, please, if this is you and I'm resonating with you, or you know somebody, you need to care about somebody by sharing this scope with them because they need to hear this. They need to be encouraged by this. And if this is you personally and I've struck a chord with you, I encourage you to click on my link, bit.ly/Mom Courage Coach. Because you need to be reminded. You need to find that strength and courage that God already has created in you. In you, you already have it. And you don't have to create it from somewhere. You don't have to go and get it from someone else. You have it. But you need to be into it. You need to nourish it. You need to feed it so that it grows in you and move towards the direction that God has you going so that you can use those gifts the way that God intends for you to use it. So bit.ly/Mom Courage Coach, and I will reach out to you once you provide me your information and we can talk about how we can make this happen. And you don't have to parent from this place of fear. You don't have to parent from this lack location. You are a child of God. You have access to so many riches right here on earth. And I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about specifically with our mind and with our soul. That's what God has for us right here. If you are a child of God, He has that for you. You don't have to wait until heaven to get it. You can have it right now. And so I encourage you to contact me and so I can continue to encourage you. And again, click on those buttons so that you can follow me and get notifications on when I'll be out here so that when God gives me something else to share with you all, you will not miss it. Share on Facebook, on Twitter, on the rest of your Periscope followers, wherever you are, and definitely I'll be able to reach out to you and hopefully we can do this thing together. We don't have to do it by ourselves. We can do this together, and in the end, we will reap the benefits because in the end, you'll be able to look back and say, I did it. I can look back now. I did it. I did it. It doesn't matter that it wasn't as perfect as I thought it should be, or I didn't look like some of the examples that I was watching on the screen. It mattered that I did it. I did it. No one else did it for me. I did it for myself. And you want to be able to do that with the strength that God has given you and the courage that God has already instilled in you, and you can. So let me help you. Thank you so much. Again, replay viewers, so glad that you joined in. Tap the screen, show me those hearts if this resonates with you. And more important, share this scope with those you care about because they need to know. They really need to know. Help build each other up. All right? I will talk to you again soon. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll do my workout earlier tomorrow. That is the plan, and that's what we're aiming for. So you take care, and we'll talk soon.